What is going on, everybody? AHS Rules back again with another video. Got the crazy hair going, to be fair. Love my Mountain Dew hat. I have not worn this hat in a while. It does make my hair a little bit crazier. But we're here for another edition of Shooting the Breeze. One that won't be entirely too long, but it will be a lot longer than last week's. It has been a crazy-ass month for me, personally. And so, that's kind of taken effect on the channel. But at least every week I have been able to provide a Shooting the Breeze episode, a Madden franchise. Hopefully you don't hear my loud-ass neighbors as they're going to work. But a Madden franchise, even though the thumbnails have sucked and you've got some crazy-ass things to happen in it. And obviously, Shooting the Breeze. I've been slacking on the NBA notes, but I will say they're here for this week. I do have some NBA notes. But I'll just say this before I get really in depth with the NBA notes. NFL, I've been watching a lot more football than basketball. I will admit that. Sundays are entirely dedicated to the NFL, unless the Grizzlies are playing. I put the game on. I have both on at the same time. Anyways, NBA notes, moral of the story, will be way more detailed once the NFL season is done. I think that's just common sense. As I just realized my necklace, my chain is messed up. But anyways, my quick NBA notes for this week. Week 7. I didn't do any Week 6. To be fair, the in-season tournament was still going on. Week 5's NBA notes was talking all about the in-season tournament. That is done. We don't have to talk about that until next year. First thing, speaking of the in-season tournament, the Lakers ended up winning it. I would say congratulations, but I'm not a big Lakers fan. I like Anthony Davis. Sometimes I like LeBron. The rest of the team, it is what it is. But anyways, the Lakers struggled to be consistent. So my note is not really a note. It's more of a question. My first two notes are more so questions and not really sense. What can the Lakers stay consistent? Because I just feel that Lakers fans and even the organization themselves, like they hold themselves to a high standard. It's understandable because they got a lot of freaking titles. I'm not counting the in-season tournament as a championship, but this week, they ended up winning the tournament. This last time I mentioned it. And then they ended up losing to the Mavericks. They did beat I'm pretty sure they beat the Spurs tonight, but LeBron didn't play. Can the Lakers be consistent? Because if they are, they're a very dangerous team. Because obviously they have LeBron and AD. But at the very beginning of the season, they're struggling a lot. So it's like, we've got a great mixture of being a very good team, but also being a very old and not good team. So, can they be consistent is kind of my question. I think with having AD and LeBron, they're more than likely would be good than bad. But we shall see. Next thing has been the main topic in the NBA world this week, at least. And that is Draymond Green punching Jusuf Nurkic accidentally, but mainly for no reason at all. And he has been suspended indefinitely. Now, I've talked about several Draymond Green incidents over the past year plus. The Jordan Poole one, what was the other one? Was there another one? There's the one with Rudy Gobert this year. Essentially, in that one, I was like, Rudy Gobert did the right thing by not retaliating or anything because he ended up helping his team. Where Draymond got suspended. Where now, Draymond's suspended again. He's suspended indefinitely. What the hell are the Warriors going to do? I said in my NBA notes when I talked about the Warriors, I'm like, as long as they got Stephen Curry, they got a chance. But it's just their team is very much in disarray. With Klay Thompson, the main thing that we're just hearing from, like, any talk from him is that he ain't happy with his contract situation and the extension that has been offered. His expiring contract, what the hell's going to happen there? Chris Paul feels very forgotten on that team. Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody have shown they've been very good in certain points of their career. Right now, it's just kind of like they're a shining light, but it's just like they're also the main things like, hey, we should trade them to get somebody better. Andrew Wiggins, I ain't going to say anything bad about him. I like him. He ended up helping them win their last damn title. I think that should not be forgotten about, but it's just the Warriors, again, the same thing with the Lakers. They damn sure can't be consistent. They're not consistent. But would the Warriors move on from Draymond and Klay is my main question. Because like I said, my question for the Lakers are, could they be consistent? Would the Warriors move on from those two and just move on to this next era? I doubt it because I feel that Steph would want those two there because they've been there the whole damn journey. But there's a chance next year one of those two, maybe even both of them, aren't there. And what the hell does that team look like without them? Would Curry be there? I feel you got to do kind of everything to keep Curry. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Last thing, and it is in the thumbnail, Giannis Antetokounmpo had a 64-point game performance, the franchise record for the Milwaukee Bucks. Fun fact, the last 60-point plus performance since last year when his teammate Damian Lillard did it for the Portland Trail Blazers. All hell broke loose as the game ball went missing, aka nowhere near Giannis Antetokounmpo, and the Indiana Pacers ended up taking it with them because Oscar Tshiebwe had his first points of the game and they wanted to give him the ball and whatnot. I think this is a crazy-ass situation, and a lot of people were trying to make this a rivalry because the Pacers ended up eliminating the Milwaukee Bucks in the in-season tournament, and I did roll my eyes because I'm like, damn, I have to mention this again. And the main takeaway from that standpoint is that Tyrese Haliburton did the Dame Time celebration to Damian Lillard, and some of the Bucks players felt a way about it. And then this game that happened tonight, obviously the main takeaway is the aftermath of the game. It's like, I think it's kind of crazy, but I feel that I don't think it's going to be as dramatic next time that they meet. The playoffs, however, I feel this will be brought up a lot more, and I would not be surprised if we saw this matchup in the playoffs. I wouldn't mind it, but that was my quick NBA notes. The main thing, the main note, I will say, we're just getting a lot of the same freaking crap. It seems like the whole season, the Timberwolves have been the 1 seed, the Nuggets have been up there with them, the Thunder obviously are doing well. The Orlando Magic, shout out to them, but I've shouted them out several times on here. My Grizzlies, this is the main reason I hate talking about the NBA, is my Grizzlies are not in a good-ass position right now, but this time next week will be a lot better because John Morant should be back. But it's just like, I feel that in this month and a half, it's just been a lot of the same stuff. That is kind of my main thing, as now we move on to the NFL topics and my Week 15 predictions, as I went 8 for 13 last week. But I did pick the big, I did pick the Bills over the Chiefs and the Cowboys over the Eagles, so I was very proud of that. So here we go. We have 16 matchups, no more bye weeks, I would say. Here we go. Chargers and Raiders. I will apologize to Davante Adams and Keenan Allen because if you realize my thumbnails for Shooting the Breeze, I try very much to differentiate them. Now, sometimes I've had to put, like, Patrick Mahomes in it several times because the main two players for the Chiefs are Mahomes and Kelsey, and I've already used those two, and they've been in big-time matchups, obviously. But, like, again, if you look at my thumbnails, I've tried to differentiate them and put different players in them. And I've obviously haven't done that every week. This week is a super crazy one because we have 3 games taking place on Saturday, and I'm getting to use 6 different players that I haven't used at all. But my original plan was going to be to use Keenan Allen and Davante Adams because they're the Thursday night game. And they've had crazy. Keenan Allen's had a great season. Davante's had a very good season. I didn't want to really compare their seasons because there is a bit of a difference. But that being said, Keenan Allen got ruled out, so I can't even do that. But first game, Thursday Night Football, Chargers, Raiders. Raiders should win this. The Chargers are going to be down the rest 2 offensive players. If you want to include Eckler in that, you can, but I feel that Allen and Herbert are the best 2. And hopefully changes are coming for the Chargers. As I did say, I don't remember what week. I think it was 2 weeks ago. I'm like, the Chargers are going to win this game, and it's going to lead them to a playoff run. That was a game against the Patriots. They won that game, and then they lost last week to the Broncos. I was struggling to think who. All right. Now, speaking of those Saturday games, like I said, I mentioned the thumbnail. I'm very proud of this thumbnail. 3 games on Saturday. The first one being the Vikings at the Bengals. I think I'm going to go with the Bengals. Jake Browning has done very good in his time as the backup quarterback, or I guess you could even say starting quarterback now for the team. Steelers at Colts. Hopefully the Colts win because I have Michael Pittman Jr. on my fantasy team. I also have Joe Mixon on my fantasy team, so that is why he is in the thumbnail. And then the other last Saturday night game, Broncos at Lions. I think I'm going to go with the Broncos. I will say this. Speaking of fantasy football. I had Cortland Sutton on my fantasy team last year. He did not have that great of a season. I'll give him his flowers because he has had a resurgent season, I guess is the best way to put it. But he's also had, like, if you did a top 10 list of the craziest catches, I would say he has at least 3 to 4, maybe even 5 of them. And especially crazy-ass touchdown passes. So I'm giving my flowers to Cortland Sutton. And I'm picking the Broncos to win. That being said, I'm in 2 fantasy football leagues. I'm in the playoffs in both. The playoffs start in one of those leagues, but this team is Lamar Jackson, Joe Mixon, Raheem Mostert, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Michael Pittman Jr., Cooper Kupp, Travis Kelce. Those playoffs start this week. 2 week, and then the last 2 weeks of the season is the finals. So this is the first playoff. The other league that I'm in, that league is Dak Prescott, Alvin Kamara, was Jonathan Taylor. Hopefully he comes back safe to help the team, but more importantly, he's just healthy. But for now, Chuba Hubbard, Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson, Evan Ingram, and Christian Watson / Drake London. I've been swapping them in and out of the flex spot. So I am that is my main focus right now, is my fantasy football team. So I wanted to give y'all that update because I've kind of half-assed told y'all about them. And this is obviously the most important time of the year for it because it's the damn playoffs. This is what you're playing for. So I want to give those updates out there. But now, back to the Sunday matchups. Falcons at Panthers. I'm going with the Falcons. They were very, very close to beating the Buccaneers. That was a very good game last week. The Panthers, are the Panthers at the moment. Bears at Browns. Hopefully the Browns can win, because I don't like seeing the Bears win. Buccaneers at Packers. Y'all know I was going to go with my Packers. I hated losing on Monday night against the Giants. I especially hated seeing Tommy DeVito's family and agent every freaking 5 minutes for no reason. That's just a personal animosity that I had that hopefully I don't have to go through again. Let's just win these games. Hopefully we can win these games and enjoy it. Jets at Dolphins. I think I'm going to go with the Dolphins. I don't remember. Who did I pick last week? I picked the Texans, but I definitely said it's going to be a close game. It wasn't a close game, and the Jets won. But at least last week, I was like, the Jets are going to do well in that game. I didn't get the prediction right, but I was half right. It doesn't count for anything. Giants at Saints. I just freaking talked about the Giants. I ain't talking about them again because I am picking the Saints. Texans at Titans. Titans had an impressive victory on Monday Night Football, and the Texans are very banged up. I don't know by the time Sunday comes around, will they be healthy? Hopefully they are. That way we get the best matchup. But the Titans do very well at home, even though they lost their last home matchup to the Colts. But hopefully the Monday night victory gives them a bit of a boost. My knuckle is looking weird. I was looking at it. Chiefs at Patriots. Go with the Chiefs. They need this victory. They lost their last 2, maybe last 3, because I know they lost to the Packers. They lost to the Bills. I have no clue who they would have faced that previous week. If I can go back on my notes real quick. But you definitely don't want to lose this damn close to the playoffs, obviously. Especially when you're damn defending Super Bowl champions. They played the Raiders, and they beat the Raiders, even though they were down in that game at one point. Very badly. I picked the Chiefs, though. 49ers at Cardinals. Going with the 49ers. Commanders at Rams. Going with the Rams. Cowboys at Bills. I'm going to go with the Cowboys because they're on a roll. But the Bills, they won. I won't be that surprised because they are needing every victory to ensure a playoff bid, even though they're still not, They beat the Chiefs last week. This is going to be a closer game. Sunday Night Football, Ravens at Jaguars. I'm going to go with the Ravens. Even though I think I'm going to keep saying this is going to be a close game. I'm going to go with the Ravens. And then last but not least, Eagles, Seahawks, Monday Night Football. I did see a stat that the Seahawks have won their last, I believe, 7 matchups against the Eagles, which is a little bit crazy. But they have been struggling over the past couple of games, so I think the safe pick would be the Eagles. I'm going to go with the Eagles here. So, like I said, another quicker episode of Shooting the Breeze, but I hit the nail with the hammer on each topic. Went quickly through the NBA notes, went through my NFL predictions, talked about my fantasy team, because like I said, that's my main priority at this moment, I guess I should say. So, hopefully, unless you're in one of my leagues, we all do well in our fantasy playoffs. If you're not involved, I sincerely apologize. But like I said, hopefully we all do well. Hopefully we can all enjoy our weekend. Today, very, very, very later today, as soon as I get done watching this week's episode of Ring of Honor Television, I'm gonna upload the TV review, because normally I wait and hold it out. But with Final Battle on Friday, I want to get the predictions and preview out there as quickly as possible, so y'all see that when y'all see that. Again, I said it 2 to 3 times already here, but hopefully we're going to enjoy our weekend. Stay safe. Watch football. Hopefully my fantasy football teams do very well in this playoff hunt. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.